What is up, guys? Technical Sneakers here, checking in on our little 3D print operation for today. I own a business that has nothing to do with 3D printing, but I'm trying 3D printing here at home, trying to learn about 3D printers, learn about the process, learn about what it takes to, get these designs, print them, and hopefully sell them and make some extra sort of passive income, side hustle-ish type of thing. If you want to follow along in this journey, subscribe to the channel. This is just exhibition, not instructional, so just join me, have some fun, teach me something, maybe you can learn something, and I do giveaways, so subscribe for that too. So what am I working on today? Well, if you've been following the process, I've been trying to do this second skull. I was doing it over here on my Orange Storm Giga, and if you recall yesterday, I was worried that I'd run out of filament. Well, I did. And so I tried to switch in to what filament I had remaining. The filament I was running initially was Sunlu PLA because I had 2 3-kilogram spools of it, but I got towards the end and I did run out. So I tried switching into this Elegoo Rapid PLA Plus, which is my main horse, is what I usually use. But as you can see, didn't quite like that switch up. I'm not sure if it just sat too long or it just did differences in the filament or something like that, but it just did not adhere over here. There's definitely a hue shift too, so I'm not sure even if it did adhere, it would be sort of usable. But where I joined the model up, that's kind of like was a big question mark as well. It's nice and solid, the model's looking great, the extra supports held fast, so not too worried about that. Again, filament's cheap. I know, like, with doing big prints like this, it takes a lot of filament to do it. And so, like, this is a learning experience and this is an exhibition sort of thing, so I'm not too concerned about that. But I did have some more filament come in. So I got my big honking Elegoo order. I've been talking about this for a few days. It's quite a bit, huh? Took a long time to unpack all that stuff, and I've still got to inventory it to make sure that it's all there, but it looks to be all there based on what I remember. So when that failed, I was like, okay, great, the Elegoo order's here. I'm going to go ahead and get it started again, but I thought, I got this beige Elegoo Rapid PLA Plus, and some, bone isn't exactly pure white unless it's like bleached. And so let's just try this saber-tooth skull in the beige. Now I know Sunlu or eSun makes a bone PLA, which is not quite a beige and it's not quite a white. It's more like a bone. And so I know that exists, but the price on that is like, I think it's like over $20 per kilo. This Elegoo Rapid PLA Plus 5-kilogram spool comes out to like 12 something, maybe closer to 13 per kilo. And so I was like, let's just go for it. Let's just print it in beige to see how it looks, because this section down here is the teeth and the main part of the skull. Comes in at about, I think it's like just under 1,800 grams. So that spool will completely cover it, and the jaw section once I print that too. I could have printed them both at the same time, but like if the jaw section fails, then it's like, all that extra filament fails along with it, and so it's kind of a waste. So I'm just doing that one section down here. It's looking good. If you saw the B-roll in the beginning, you saw it's a little gnarly. I think there's, with the top shell layers or the bottom shell layers, it's like adding all this extra wall, because this is only set to use 2 loops. Gyroid, I believe 2% infill gyroid, but we're past the point where all the supports contact the model. And that's kind of like, the critical stage. Once it gets past that, I believe it's likely to succeed after that point. As far as that goes, everything else is quiet because I was working quite a bit on unpacking this order. So this kind of gives me some added flexibility. Well, with some of the prints, like the more ambitious prints that I wanted to do, like the Charmander, some of the bigger Giga-sized models, because I have these big 5-kilo spools here. I got 3 more in the beige and orange, couple blacks, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the white, so I can like focus on the skulls. Additionally, on top of that, let's just run it down. I got a whole shitload of black because that's kind of the main color that I use, but yellow, pink, green, purple, some more 1 kilograms of white for the Cobras and the other printers, red, blue, and some more black back here. So let's run in the office and see if I have anything else. All right, and so I talked about this yesterday. There was no movement on our hideaway thing, but today I do have the time. What I want to do is go out to the building and build myself a little test area, like couple studs, couple pieces of drywall on either side to simulate an interior wall, and then install this thing, video it as like an instructional or installation guide, and also just to make sure it works, do some fine tuning. From there, once it's kind of proven like, okay, it fits, then I can go and export this model back into Fusion, or from Tinkercad into Fusion, do some fillets on the corners, some other things to kind of just sure it up, strengthen it up, and then from there we should be able to get listed and print a few examples of this, take a few to my stores, and put the rest on Etsy, or maybe even like an eBay or Amazon thing, because this has a more wider appeal. Additionally, too, pretty exciting, got another hardware piece from someone who wanted me to take a look at it. This is a laser engraver from Algo Laser. I spent a little bit of time yesterday going through and assembling the device. I haven't done any of the configuration yet, haven't done any test engravings or anything of that nature. Really just at the stage where I gotta like connect it to the app and figure out how to configure it and all that kind of stuff. So they sent this over, they reached out to me and was like, hey, do you wanna take a look at this thing? They didn't give me any money for it. But they did give me the device to use, and I thought, that's great, because I know a lot of people in the 3D print space, a lot of people in the maker space, utilize laser engravers for sort of various things. I'm not even exactly sure that if this will engrave onto plastic, but I know it engraves onto like things like wood or acrylic, maybe even metal, not sure. It's a 10-watt laser, and I don't know squat about laser engravers. So I've got to give myself a little bit of an education there to kind of like figure it out. Additionally, this will pair well with my fume clear fume extractor in case I'm engraving anything that like gives off fumes, because I know that's a concern with laser engravers. I know that much. So I can bring out my fume clear and run it alongside this. And this will be a nice touch if I want to, like I've been kind of focusing on with products like, say this, where I have off-the-shelf parts that fuse with 3D prints, then perhaps I could engrave onto those parts. This is kind of a nice setup to where it's not like a big solid unit that you have to fit things into. This you can kind of move around a little bit, and so you can be a little flexible with it. It is large. It's like the footprint of the device I think takes up like 500, maybe 600 millimeters in all directions. So plenty of room to kind of do prints and stuff like that. But I'll kind of be showcasing that here and there. And again, when sponsors reach out, I'm very clear. I'm very clear with them, because on the crypto channel, when sponsors come around, they say like, we want a dedicated video this long, post it here, and I just tell them straight up like, this channel, Technicals Tinkers, is like a daily vlog thing. I don't do the dedicated video sort of thing. And so I'll showcase it, ongoing when I need it, and that's the deal. And so, that's kind of the approach I have to take because of the format of the channel. And so hope that doesn't offend or bother anybody, but I'm just gonna show me using it. I'm not gonna recommend it. I'll put my links to it if they even give me an affiliate link, I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm gonna hopefully set that up. That's at least another feather in the cap, right? To kind of learn about laser engravers, because it's certainly an interesting sort of thing. So I'm gonna be playing around with that today, building our blind wall, hopefully get some movement here on our hideaway thing. Additionally, our Charmander, I showed this yesterday, no movement on the Charmander, but now since we got that big honking spool of orange Rapid PLA Plus, once that hopefully saber-tooth cat model comes off the printer, I'm not sure when that big 10 kilograms from Ujoy Bio is going to be rolling in, but I imagine it's going to be maybe this week, because today is Christmas. So probably Thursday or Friday, maybe it rolls in. Because once that comes in, I want to go ahead and start that sponsored print for them. Maybe grab another iPhone, go out and buy another iPhone, just so I can do some like time-lapsing or live streaming of printing that big model. Because that helps the watch hours, helps visibility, things like that. Maybe just stream it on TikTok or something like that. But after that, trying to work in this big Charmander, because this body section is going to be the big test on the Giga. Still, maybe I want to do another test print on this to kind of address maybe some of the overhang issues. Now, when I put the tail section in, that hides most of it, but there are some areas here, like under his chin. It's a little like the overhangs were just a little spicy for the layer height that I used. And if I'm rolling with like a big stinking layer height on the Giga, then I imagine it would only be worse, because this ran with no supports. Well, yeah, did it? I don't remember. Let me know, did I run supports on this in the comments? I forget. Yeah, I'd imagine so. That's pretty steep. So I want to make sure I have that all addressed first, but like overall, I think this will be a really impressive model, especially at like a 36-inch layer height, and having it in multi-part, man, that's just clutch. Because it's just so easy to do, no painting required. Oh, it's like my wet dream. Plus, like this with the tail, I did this in that some of that remaining Sunlu silk, and like that's just a vibe, isn't it? That shiny silk against this sort of satin regular, it really makes it pop like that fire tail. So I'm really excited about that. I still got to do his eyes here. My wife saw this thing, like that's the creepiest thing I've ever seen. Like, I agree. So gonna be working on that today, working on some other things. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Is that enough filament? You think that'll last me at least a week and a half based on my failure rate? I think so. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Approaching 3,000 subscribers as well. Put a post up, put a poll up. It'll be long derelict at this point, but yeah, was considering doing another filament giveaway at 3K, or just hold out for 5K and give away like a printer, like an A1 Mini or something like that, because you know at that point it should be all the same. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you run a laser engraver? Give me some tips and tricks on those things. If it's an algo laser, even better, because that's the one I'm currently setting up. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Be sure to like the video because it's the nice thing to do, and subscribe for more content like this. I'm the Technicals. See you next time.